Hi guys, the Metal Maniac back again, and in this video I'm going to be listing off my top 5 favorite bass players in metal. So without further ado, let's get into it. So number 5 is Tom Araya from Slayer. Yeah, I really love his bass playing. It sort of has a range to it too. Like it can be, very, subdued, but very subdued but noticeable, to very wild and chaotic. Yeah, I just really love the range he has. Now, yeah, sure, say whatever about his singing. I do think his singing has gotten just worse and worse and worse over the years. But his bass playing has always been absolutely amazing. But yeah, Tom Araya is at number 5. Number 4. Okay, so my number 4 is kind of an obscure one. And I don't think I'm going to be able to pronounce the name right, but I have it written down here. Number 4 is Janice, Nasser, Nastorm, aka Dr. Shits. He was the bass player in the band Morbid. Yeah, he's a very underrated bass player. I mean, I don't know if he ever played bass in any other band or if he did anything after Morbid, but his bass playing in Morbid is really, really good. It has sort of a very eerie and sort of creepy feel to it. And it's just a very heavy bass tone as well, and it just works very well with the guitars and drums. It just gives a very cool, eerie atmosphere to it. I'd say probably, in my opinion, his best performance it's a two-way tie. I'd say the songs Disgusting Simila and From the Dark are some of his best bass playing moments. But yeah. Number 3, Alex Webster from Cannibal Corpse. Yeah. If I were to pick, a song that he did his best bass playing on, I'd say every single Cannibal Corpse song. Now, say you want about, Chris Barnes versus, Corpse Grinder with the vocals, but, Alex Webster's bass playing is great on every single Cannibal Corpse album. Even on the shitty ones, still have great bass playing, by Alex Webster. His bass playing is, it just is sort of like a heavy but rhythmic and kind of at times melodic-ish, catchy-ish sort of style. And it just really stands out, especially, in my opinion, especially on the later albums, that have, just the way the production is. You can hear the bass tone a little bit more clearly than on some earlier stuff. But yeah, Alex Webster at number 3. Number 2 is Necro Butcher from Mayhem. Yeah, in my opinion, Necro Butcher is the best black metal bass player of all time. It has sort of, like, his bass tone has an extremely heavy sound, to the point where it doesn't even sound like a bass. It sounds like an extremely down-tuned guitar, like it doesn't sound like a bass guitar, more like a regular electric guitar. So you don't, like, if you're just sort of like a new listener to Mayhem, you can't really distinguish the bass with the guitar, because both sound like a guitar, really. And I think that's really cool and sort of unique that he's able to blend his bass playing with the guitar playing as well, and sort of a very smooth cohesion of sound. Yeah, I mean, it also, again, carries a very sinister and sort of like creepy weight to his bass playing as well, and it also kind of has, I guess, like an atmospheric nature to it as well, which is also really good. And comparing, Necro Butcher to Varg, Varg did the bass playing on De Mysteriis Dom Satanis. Comparing that bass playing to Necro Butcher's bass playing on any stuff that he did with Mayhem, there's kind of a difference. It's a slight difference, but it's noticeable if you know what to hear. Like, Varg's bass playing on the De Mysteriis Dom Satanis album, it's not as a heavy down tuning of the bass as with Necro Butcher. Like, the stuff from Necro Butcher, his bass playing is very noticeable and very, like, heavy. But yeah, I just love his bass playing. And then at number 1, my favorite metal bass player of all time, of course, is Steve Harris from Iron Maiden. Out of any bass player in metal, his bass playing stands out the most. And it's pretty much front and center on every single Iron Maiden album. Very noticeable. Has a very iconic gallop to his bass playing. Like, it's very rhythmic, very kind of melodic at times. But yeah, it's just absolutely amazing, and it just stands out on every single album, every single song. And yeah, I absolutely love Steve Harris's bass playing. I'd say what I think was his absolute best. I'd say it's a tie between 3 songs: Wrathchild, the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and the title track to Power Slave. But yeah. Alright, so that's about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.